Hey guys, wobble wobble wobble. This is yours truly, the big J. Thank you for joining me on Adrian J Online. I have a wobbly camera because I'm in my bedroom and it's on the bed. Um, this is for my diabetes part of the channel, and this is a little section I like to call "You Can't Eat Chocolate Cake." Can you?
Oh, yes, Daddy.
Okay, so if you're newly diagnosed, or even if you're not, and this may be some information that you might be able to help you, first off the bat, got to tell you, this isn't medical advice. Anything I tell you is given as is. It's what I know to be correct. I've been doing this for 15 years. Please check with a dietitian, DSN, or a doctor. Right, that out of the way. Hands up, those of you who have been told or believe you can't eat chocolate. Chocolate cake, chocolate ice cream, pop, burgers, pasta, alcoholic cocktails.
Oh yeah.
Well, you've been told crap. I have never ever had in 15 years anyone, including a dietitian, who said you cannot. Well, they said you shouldn't. I used to sit down and I used to eat a whole big Sara Lee, back in the UK, you may have seen it, chocolate cakes in one sitting. That, no, you can't do. Can I eat a piece of chocolate cake? Actually, I can. And in fact, I don't actually follow what is termed as a diabetic diet. I don't. There's no need to. Our bodies are designed to work on multiple things. Carbs, fat, and obviously we need vitamins, minerals, and we need salt as well. We need the full gamut. But do we need like a whole whack of salt or a whole whack of carbs or fats or anything? No. We have to have what's called, and if you look at a lot of diets, they will have, or not diets, because diets don't work. If you're starving your body, and I'll come back to this, if you're starving your body, you're doing it wrong. And you're, as a diabetic, it will kill you. Literally, it can kill you if you starve your body, because your blood sugar is going to go all off whack. Generally speaking, the figures I'm going to give you are what apply to me and what I've seen on the web and spoken to doctors. They may not apply to you, so make sure you get the advice. But generally, for a man, you need 2,000 to 2,500 calories a day. A female, less. A child maybe more, an old person maybe that difference. For me, it's about 2,000 calories. Calories are different from carb content from a diabetic perspective. Carb is sugar or a form of sugar, and there's different types of sugar. Like, for example, pop is sugar and a banana is sugar, but they act in different ways in the body. So let's go back to some basics, and I'm going to kind of explain to you why you can eat chocolate cake. And just to like kind of add a little bit of thing on, I used to make a lot of what I would call diabetic friendly meals. I think once when I was first diagnosed, I had the family over and I made these diabetic meals, and they were okay, but it's a pain. Most meals, when you're cooking from a recipe, they'll say 100 grams of sugar, 20 grams of butter, and if you try and convert them to safe foods, you'll be in a world of pain. And also, there is a lot more to the food than just feeding your body. If you're sitting at home licking an apple and taking a bite out of celery and you're really worried and procrastinating, you're not doing yourself any favors. It's very mental here with diabetics. If you think about when you come in after a hard day and you have a big hearty bowl of stew, we have a nice hot apple pie or something, it makes you feel good. It feeds your soul. It's very important to have a good mental attitude, especially with diabetes or any chronic illnesses. If you also cut out all the carbs, which some people do, you will be horrible to people around you, because carbs, certain type of carbs, create serotonin, which is the happy feeling in your brain, and it makes you feel happy. Especially women will tell you that they crave chocolate, they love chocolate, they're always in a better mood after they've eaten chocolate. That's why. Okay, so let's go back to some basics. I've got my whiteboard. We'll kind of talk through a few things, and I'll come back and we'll by the end of this, you'll understand why you can eat a piece of chocolate cake. And this is for one of the guys on the Diabetes Canada website forum, Facebook forum, who asked, can I want to eat make pasta, I want to use a pasta substitute, but they all taste like crap. Well, yes, they taste like crap. Don't need to. Don't do it. If you want to eat pasta, if you want to have a nice linguine or a cannelloni or whatever, get the right thing. You'll feel so much happier. Practice portion control. So let's go to the board. Okay, so this is dependent on different people and different BMIs and everything. So your dietitian and your DSN will work out what you should be eating per meal. For me, it's 65 grams of carbs per meal. Remember this number. 5 is a magic number. You should be eating 1, 2, 3 meals a day. Breakfast, lunch and dinner. You should also have 2 snacks a day. And actually I said 5. For diabetics, you have a very special snack at the end of the night before you go to bed to stop you from going too low. So 6 times, but essentially 3 meals a day. You should have breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, snack, and then we'll call it bedtime. So for me, I have 65 grams, 65 grams, 65 grams. This varies, I'm not going to put a figure there. 45 grams, 45 grams, 45 grams. Okay, so that may sound like a lot, but trust me, it isn't. What we're trying to do is we're trying to stop our body from going spiking and doing swings and roundabouts. Swings and roundabouts are very bad for a diabetic. So I'm going to draw a little chart here. Doesn't really matter about figures, but it's the general idea. Okay, so this is time. Okay, so the day, all right? This is your blood sugar. And it doesn't really matter what the figures are. Let's just say this is bedtime. Okay, so usually when you wake up, your blood sugar is, say, low. It's probably not, but let's just say it's low. Then when you eat something, it will go up. Then you'll do some work. Then it will go down. And you'll think, oh my God, I'm hungry. So let me eat something. So your blood sugar will go up. And then it might go up really high and then go down. And this is what you're doing all through the day. Okay, this is bad. If I show you, right, and if this red line here, we'll call this normal blood sugar. What your blood sugar could be normal. Now, in non-diabetic people, basically this doesn't happen because the body regulates the insulin. But in diabetics, we can't. So what happens is, when you go too high, that's bad, right? When you go too low, it's bad. Having low blood sugar is just as bad as having high blood sugar in the long run, okay? With diabetes, you have to look at the overall day from here to here. This is the important bit, not what this is happening, okay? There is a phenomenon which diabetics always follow, and it's called chasing the meter. So let me just wipe this off. So chasing the meter, right? This will all make sense when we get to the end. So let's say at one point you check your blood sugar, it's 5. Then the next time you measure it, it's 10. And the next time you measure, it's 3. Next time you measure it is 15. Okay? So what people do is when they wake up at 5, they eat whatever they're eating or don't eat. Then they go up to a 10 and they think, oh crap, my blood sugar's too high. I'm going to not eat my next meal or I'm going to run around the block. So their blood sugar drops to a 3. Then they think, oh, I'm hungry, I'm going to have a hypo. So then they eat something and it goes up to here. This is what's called chasing the meter. Right? Don't chase your meter. Right? I'm going to do another video on it. Why your meter is actually very, very inaccurate. It's a tool, but it's very inaccurate. Don't chase your meter. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. If you're really, really good, What you should be doing is eating what you're supposed to be eating during the day and monitoring. So you monitor, I've got a 5, okay. You monitor, you've got an 8. This is now if you're eating properly, right? Monitor and you've got, say, a 10. Monitor, you've got a 3. Because these things happen. Monitor, you've got a 5. Okay? So you're not chasing these figures, you're monitoring. That is what your meter is supposed to do. You are supposed to monitor what your blood sugar is doing, not try and change what it's doing by chasing it. That's very, very bad. Please don't do it. You will get very sick. So let's show you again. So this is time and this is your BG. Okay? Now, let's remember this was our normal. Okay? Now what you should be doing is you get up in the morning, it's down here somewhere, right? Your blood sugar will go up to a certain point, okay? You need to eat foods which will take you a longer distance. When it comes down, it shouldn't go down too much. You should be going like this. That's what you want to aim for, right? That is what you want to aim for. That is what you want to aim for. You don't want to aim for this. That is bad. Swings are very, very bad for you. You cannot do that as a diabetic. You will get very seriously ill. If you want to avoid the eye disease and all that kind of crap, do it this way. So this is why it's important, your 5 snacks. So let's just say, for example, breakfast. Then, sorry, you wake up, then you have breakfast, then you have a snack, then you have lunch, then you have a snack, then you have dinner, then you have a snack, then bedtime, right? This is what generally would happen, right? Here we go, here's our normal line, okay? You wake up, oops, you wake up, you have your breakfast, right? So it will rise. Now, we feel hungry as diabetics when our blood sugars drop, right? So this is what happens. Before it drops down to here, right, we eat a snack. That takes the blood sugar up, right? And then it will come down, right? And before it goes down to dinner time, right, we eat a snack and it takes us up. So can you see, generally we are doing this now. You're not going to get this. Don't let anyone fool you that you can have a constant blood sugar, because it does not work. You cannot. It's not possible, because we're taking medications, all kinds of stuff. But you want this. You don't want spikes. So if you don't, for example, say for example, you wake up, your blood sugar may rise, blah, 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 and you will crash. You will come right down here if you skip breakfast, right? So don't chase your meter, because you may have a high here for some reason. So what happens, you go, right, I'm going to miss my snack. You will crash, and then you'll eat something, and you'll continuously through the day, you'll be doing this, you'll be trying to catch up. So you must eat regularly, little and often. Actually, it's not little and often. If you eat too little as a diabetic, what will happen is you've got a little organ here called the liver, and when it thinks you're starving because you're not eating, it will thank you. It will shower you out with glucose, which will put your blood sugar up. Sometimes this happens at night. It's called the dawn phenomenon. It will thank you, and it will praise you for not giving it any food. It will think you're starving, and to make sure you don't have a hypo, you will get an influx of sugar. That's why when people wake up in the morning, they have a high blood sugar, because basically they have not eaten a snack before they go to bed. Okay? So chasing the meter, very, very bad. Don't do it. Okay, so what was I trying to tell you now? Okay, so let's go back to portion control, right? Now, as I already said, that food is very important. It's way more important. It treats the body, the mind, the soul, everything. A well-cooked meal is healthy. I'm not going to say it's not healthy. It's very healthy, and you should eat healthily.